What would happen if the NFL just restarted this season? Well, we're going to answer that question in today's Madden 21 What If video. I'm Gobotch and welcome back here to the channel. So basically what we did, we're using the most updated rosters that I have available to me that have the current draft class imported in as well. But what we're doing is we're basically going to do a fantasy draft, which means that the whole league, everybody, is in a draft pool, and we're going to draft from the bottom up and see how the league shapes out. We're going to sim through the season and see how the teams do, what players really stand out, and who ends up winning the whole thing in a first year fantasy draft type of scenario. So if you enjoyed this type of video, you want to see me do these other types of singular one-off type things, leave a thumbs up, comment below with your thoughts, and let me know which team do you believe got the best draft out of them all down below in the comments. But y'all, let's get into it. We're not going to actually draft ourselves because I don't want to cheese it in any way, shape, or form. We're just going to we're going to skip the entirety of the draft. So we're going to skip ahead, advance to the end, and we'll see how it shakes out. I'm hoping my Cowboys did well. It said we got the 30th pick, so probably didn't do great. But you know what? We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out for our Cowboys and the rest of the NFL, of course. So we'll be right back. Let's take a look and see how every team did. Let's go through team by team. It's preseason right now, but let's go team by team and let's see. So starting with our Cowboys, go position by position. Our quarterback is Kirk Cousins, followed by the rookie out of Florida, Kyle Trask. We have Delvin Hodges and Garrett Gilbert. There's a Cowboy right there for you. So Cousins is the Cowboys leader. Oh boy, that's gonna be interesting. Running back is Jonathan Taylor, the now 1-year pro out of Wisconsin. Najee Harris out of Kansas State, or Kansas State is what it says. Jalen Richard and Peyton Barber. Fullback, we don't have one. The receiving core, we got Marquise Brown, Henry Ruggs III, Demarcus Robinson, Kadarius Toney, Terrence Marshall Jr. out of LSU, and Justin Watson. Tight end, we have Noah Fant, Anthony Ferkser, and Sterdenberger as well. Left tackle, we have David Bahatai, whatever, I can't say his name. Pretty good left tackle, though. We're protecting our quarterback. Matt, he's not bad. He's okay. Eric McCoy, some of this line looks a little bit weak to me. Brian Winters, Taylor Moton at right tackle. Left end, we have Joey Bosa. Yes, sir, coming off the edge there. That's going to be great. Opposite of him is Adamaka Sue, which will also be a really good edge rushing. We're going to be solid, man. We're going to be really solid. Defensive tackle, we got Gerald McCoy, who was a Cowboy for a short amount of time. In our other franchise, we have Poona Ford. He's also here. Zach Kerr. Okay. Left outside backer, Joseph Asai. Okay. Out of Texas, a rookie. Dre Greenlaw, former Razorback. Yeah, that's nice. I actually like that move. I like that a lot. 76 overall from Arkansas. I like him a lot. Patrick Onwusor. I'm sure I'm butchering a lot of these names. We'll live with it. Okay. 77 overall, and then Gideon right there. Okay, so cornerback, we have Xavier Rhodes out of Florida State, Robbie Coleman, Jalen Johnson, and Amani out of Penn State. So we got some decent corners overall. Safety, Damonte Kazi, who's a Cowboy in real life now, so it's good to see him there. Adrian Amos, as well as Andrew Adams. Our kicker, we do not have. Our punter, we do not have. So yeah, we're certainly going to have to figure that out. So now let's move across the rest of the NFL and let's look at some of these other pieces here, some of these other areas here. So looking at the Bears, we're just going to look at some key situation stuff. So their top player for the Bears is Aaron Donald. They got Michael Thomas. They got Chandler Jones. They got Kevin Byard. Man, good Lord. They got some good players. Who's their quarterback? Mitchell Trubisky is still the quarterback for them, followed by Blake Bortles and Ben DiNucci. Talk about a ragtag bunch of quarterbacks there. Frank Gore's the running back at 37 years old. Holy smokes. He's going to be throwing to Michael Thomas. Emmanuel Sanders. Not a bad little... He's got Gronk back there. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting for the Bears. The Bengals got DeAndre Hopkins, Cameron Hayward, Aaron Jones, Hunter. Okay, who's the quarterback out here? We got Jared Goff quarterbacking for the Bengals. He's going to be handing it off to Aaron Jones and slinging it to DeAndre Hopkins and Devontae Parker and David Njoku. Man, not a bad little get there for the Bengals offense. The Bills, Tristan Wirfs is their top guy at right tackle. Jensen, so they went O-line heavy. And then they got Chase Young. Oh boy, they got Mike Gesicki there. They got Eric Armstrong. Who's the quarterback for this team? Jimmy G is the quarterback for the Bills. He's going to be handing it off to Damian Harris and Kerryon Johnson and Carlos Hyde, all 76 overall. So that's going to be a battle to see who's going to be the top guy. Tyrell Williams right there is the top receiver. Okay, kind of an okay receiving core. Tight end, of course, they got Mike here, and he's going to be pretty solid for him. So the Bills, okay, we'll respect it. Von Miller is still the face of the Broncos, along with former Cowboy, now Zach Martin here, Calais Campbell, DeForest Buckner. We got Will Fuller, okay. I saw Zeke on there as well. Jameis Winston's the slinger. He's got Kellen Mond behind him. He's going to be handing it off to Ezekiel Elliott. Jamal Williams there. He's going to be throwing it to Fuller, Patrick, Westbrook, and of course Dallas Goedert there as well. So Broncos might be a fun football team to watch. We'll see. Browns got Bobby Wagner, J.J. Watt, Xavier Howard, Eddie Jackson, Kyle Fuller, Robert Woods, and Cup. Who's the quarterback? It's Joe Burrow. Man, the Browns may be a special team. They may be a lot of fun. They got Ronald Jones II and Kenyon Drake at halfback, Robert Woods and Cup and Preston Williams. They got some speed demons out here too, man. 99 speed out of Anthony Schwartz, dude. They may be that team may be good. The Browns may be really solid just based off the offensive output right there. Jalen Ramsey for the Buccaneers with Khalil Mack, Adam Thielen. We got Bradley Chubb, Hawkinson. Let's see. The quarterback is Carson Wentz and Andy Dalton doing battle for the quarterback position there for the Buccaneers. Handing it off to J.K. Dobbins. You got Tony Pollard backing him up and Justin Jackson behind him. Wide receiver Adam Thielen, Corey Davis. You got Darius Slayton. Hawkinson is going to be, of course, the tight end. So Buccaneers, not as special as the real life Bucks, but you know, it is what it is. TJ Watt finds his way over here in the Cardinals. You got Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Lockett. Man, okay. Got some decent faces here. Who's the quarterback? Tua Tagovailoa. And then Dwayne Haskins Jr. for the Cards. They could be handing it off to Nyheim Hines and Tariq Holmes and Ty Montgomery as well. Throwing it out there to Tyler Lockett and Marvin Jones Jr., Jerry Jeudy. Some good faces there to be thrown to. Jack Doyle will be the tight end with Mercedes Lewis and Jordan Atkins for the Cards. Now moving on to the Chargers. Tariq Hill's the top guy, followed by Fletcher Cox, Mitchell Schwartz, Levante David, Mark Andrews, Marcus Lawrence, Tyler Lewin. Holy smokes, who's the quarterback? It's the rookie out of BYU, Zach Wilson. Going to be leading this team, followed by Blaine Gabbert. Handing it off to Alexander Madison and Benny Snell. Throwing it out there to Tariq Hill, John Brown, McCole Hardman, Kenny Stills, and Kiki Coty, as well as Mark Andrews at the tight end position. So the Chargers, I don't think that's a bad group at all. Moving on to the Chiefs. George Kittle's their top player, 97. You got Eckler. You got Tannehill at QB for the Chiefs. You got Jeffrey Simmons, Jonathan Jones, Malik Hooker, Trayvon Mullen, and Derek Brown, some of the top players there. I also see CeeDee Lamb as well. Tannehill at QB, followed by Brett Hundley. Going to be handing it off to Austin Eckler. Okay. Receiving core, CeeDee Lamb's the top receiver with Christian Kirk. I like that combination a lot. And Willie Snead. I like this three-man group right there a lot. A lot. I know none of them are like bona fide stars yet, but potential's there. And they got George Kittle, man. Chiefs may be dangerous, especially if Tannehill's good Tannehill. The Colts got Nick Bosa, Akeem Hicks, Trent Brown, Cole Beasley, Kenny Golladay, J.C. Jackson, Darius Williams. Okay, quarterbacking out there is Teddy Bridgewater. Let's see how that goes. They got Antonio Gibson at running back, with J.D. McKissick as well. They could be throwing it out there to Cole Beasley and Kenny Galladay, Rodell Moore, and Andy Isabella. Tight end is Mo Alley Cox for the Colts. So the Colts, hum-ho, whatever. We already talked about the Cowboys. Let's get to the Dolphins. Jason Kelsey, Richard Sherman, Lamar Jackson. You got John Johnson III, Justin Tucker, Josh Allen, Antonio Winfield Jr., Cortland Sutton, and company. So Lamar Jackson, the QB here, is only 86 overall in this game. So much for being a good cover boy, whatever. They've really butchered his stats, haven't they? Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Myles Gaskin at halfback. Cortland Sutton, you got Auden Tate, N'Keal Harris, okay. Donovan Peoples-Jones, okay. And tight ends, Kyle Pitts for the Dolphins. Nice to see. And let's keep moving on down the line here. So the Eagles got Christian McCaffrey as their top guy with Fred Warner, Rodney Hudson, James Bradbury, Melvin Ingram, Michael Pierce, Justin Jefferson, Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan's leading the team out here. You got Fitzpatrick backing him up. McCaffrey at halfback with Le'Veon Bell and the secondary guy for you. Justin Jefferson's their top receiver with T.Y. Hilton. I'm telling you what, in the NFC East, the Eagles may be a tough out. Who's their not a very good tight end. And then Fred Warner's their top. Man, they may be dangerous. Eagles may be a dangerous team there. Falcons have Chris Jones, Joe Mixon, Brian Burns, Hunter Henry, DJ Moore, Leonard Williams, Brian Poole. Quarterbacking for them is Taysom Hill is the top quarterback for the Falcons, followed by Robert Griffin III and Joshua Dobbs and Chad Kelly. Good Lord. Okay, we'll see how that goes for him. Joe Mixon's the running back with Damian Williams and Damian Williams. I feel like that's something's wrong there, but okay. We have duplicates of the same player on the same team. How's that happen? I don't know. DJ Moore is the top receiver with Golden Tate III and Deontay Johnson and Devin Funchess right here. Tight end is Hunter Henry. So some decent offensive players to go to, but the quarterback situation dire for the Falcons. The 49ers have Saquon Barkley, Chris Godwin, Corey Lindsey, Dante Hightower. Okay. Ioannidis. Baker Mayfield's the quarterback out here. Baker Mayfield handing it off to Saquon, passing it out here to Godwin and Landry, Dorsett, Ross. Hayden Hurst is the tight end. That's not a bad-looking offensive unit there for them. The Giants, Terran Armstead, Harrison Smith, Darius Leonard, Josh Allen at QB, Jonathan Allen at defensive tackle, CJ Mosley, JPP out there. So you got Josh Allen for the Giants, the great QB. Devin Singletary at halfback leaves some to be desired, but he could be a really decent player. He's really young still as well. Receiver, you have Curtis Samuel, Jalen Reagor, Rashad Perriman, Marquise Lee, and at tight end you have Evan Ingram. So an okay offensive unit there. Josh Allen's, I think, is the big win. For the Jags, you got Dalvin Cook, Amari Cooper, Eric Kendricks, Brandon Scherf, Jarrett Bowles, Austin Hooper, and Dory Jackson. And at quarterback, you got Sam Darnold leading the Jags, backed up by Colin Kaepernick, handing it off to Dalvin Cook and Latavius Murray, throwing it out there to Coop, Watkins, Smith, and Van Jefferson. The tight end is Austin Hooper and Zach Ertz. So they got a 1-2 punch there in the tight end category. So pretty decent group there for the Jags overall. Not too great about the quarterback situation, but the Jets, they have a great quarterback situation. Mr. 99, Patrick Mahomes. They got Budda Baker, Marshawn Lattimore, Miles Jack, AJ Brown, D Ford, and David Montgomery, some of the top players there. So Patrick Mahomes leading the Jets, going to be handing it off to David Montgomery and Javonte Williams. Going to be throwing it out there to AJ Brown, Chase Claypool, Traquan Smith, and Cam Sims, and tight end Nick Boyles, followed by Jacob Hollister and Jesse James. So the Jets, you never know with Mahomes at QB, the Jets may be back in contention for the first time in a long time. The Lions, led by Myles Garrett, you got Laramie Tunsil. You got Demario Davis, DK Metcalf, Carson, Mack, Kern, and Clowney. So Matthew Stafford is back with the Lions here. He's going to be handing it off to Chris Carson. Good running back there to be handing it off to. Throwing it to DK Metcalf and AJ Green. You got Cole Sr. and James Washington, as well as Quincy Enunwa, and not a bad little group there. Logan Thomas out there at tight end as well. Decent offensive group. The Packers, Stephon Gilmore, Jesse Bates III. You got Dak Prescott in the Packers uniform. What? DeCastro at right guard. You got Roquan Smith, Kareem Hunt, and Tyler Boyd. So Dak is leading the pack. He's going to be handing it off to Kareem Hunt and Todd Gurley. He's going to be throwing it out there to Tyler Boyd, Rashard Higgins, Bird, Pittman, Ridley, and O.J. Howard. Tyler Eifert as well. So the Packers, okay. Panthers, you got Tre'Davious White. You got Allen Robinson. You got Fitzpatrick there. You got Tom Brady, 43-year-old with the Panthers. Trey Flowers, Montez Sweat, Higbee, Samuel, Sanders. All right, so Brady, he's going to be leading them. He's got Derek Carr behind him as a backup. It's a pretty decent backup to have, I'll say. Halfback's Miles Sanders. Okay. You got receiver. He's going to be throwing it to Allen Robinson, Deebo Samuel, David Moore, Mims, and tight end is Higbee. So, and Dalton Schultz right there. So a decent group there for him. Moving on to the Pats, you got Nick Chubb, Mike Evans, Shaquille Barrett. You got Lane Johnson, Andrews White, and company. So Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback for the future of the Patriots, followed by Joe Flacco. Nick Chubb is the halfback for the Pats. They're going to be throwing it out here to Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, T. Higgins, Chris Conley, and company. And then you got tight end of Tommy Tremble, the rookie out of Notre Dame. So Pats may be back. We'll see. The Raiders, we're almost through it. Now the Raiders have Devontae Adams. They got Derrick Henry, Chris Harris. You got Shaq Mason, Bryce Callahan, Gardner Johnson, Orlando Brown Jr. Quarterback is Jordan Love and Casey Keenum. Halfback's Derrick Henry. You got the receiving core with Adams, Renfro, Goodwin, Mayers. Tight end is Dawson Knox out of Ole Miss. So not a bad group there for the Raiders. Aaron Rodgers is a QB for the Rams, and Keenan Allen is his top target. He's got Justin Simmons on defense with Brandon Brooks, Vita Vea, Andrew Whitworth, Melvin Gordon III, Jared Cook, and Sterling Shepard. So Aaron Rodgers, backed up by the rookie Justin Fields, handing it off to Melvin Gordon and DeAndre Swift. Throwing it out there to Keenan Allen, Sterling Shepard, Nelson Aguilar, Adam Humphries, and Isaiah Ford with Jared Cook as your tight end. Pretty potent offense there for the Rams. Moving on to the Ravens, Stephon Diggs. You got Nelson, Williams, Smith, Brandon Graham, Deron Payne, Logan Ryan, and a puncher. So Gardner Minshew Mania running wild for the Ravens in Baltimore. Handing it off to A.J. Dillon. And throwing it out there to Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, the rookie, Gabriel Davis, and Lazard, Ebron at tight end. So it kind of, in my opinion, a weak offense there for the Ravens. Now for the Washington football team, Darren Waller, you got Darren James, McLaurin, Bulaga, you got whatever his name is, Williams. You got a kicker. Quarterback is Justin Herbert. Good quarterback to get there. You got Leonard Fournette and Zach Moss, the rookie, or 1-year pro now. McLaurin, good guy to go to. DJ Shark. Yeah, Valdez Scantling. So Elijah Moore. Tight end is Darren Waller. Couldn't get much better than that. So they got a decent looking group there. Saints got Deshaun Watson, Marpet, Ward, Williams, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's see who all they got. So Watson's going to be leading the Saints. Handing it off to James Conner. Throwing it out here to Brown and Williams and Edwards. And Arcega-Whiteside. And the tight end is Pat Freiermuth, whatever, the rookie out of Penn State. Okay. Interesting. The Seahawks got Alvin Kamara, Stanley, Jarrett, Ridley, Koo, Griffin, Evans, Ward, Gallup, Houston, Quarterback is Jalen Hurts and Marcus Mariota. That's going to be a fun quarterback battle there. I think Hurts wins that. Alvin Kamara is the halfback, followed by James White. Throwing it out there to Ridley, Gallup, and Amendola. And tight end Tanya. Okay, so decent. Still haven't seen our boy for the Seahawks. Okay, you got McCourtney here, Murphy, Humphrey, Adams, Jones, Robinson, Smith-Schuster, Joseph Day. Who's the quarterback? Daniel Jones leading the Steelers. Handing it off to Robinson. Throwing it out there to Smith-Schuster, Chenault Jr., Alshon Jeffrey, and Josh Reynolds, as well as the tight end Trey Burton for the Steel Crew there. Travis Kelce, top tight end right here. He's on the Texans. You got Julio Jones as well for Russell Wilson. That top three right there spells success, in my opinion. That's huge. You got Darius Slay, Clark, Ragnow, Saffold, and company. So you got Russell Wilson handing it off to Mike Davis and Cam Akers. They'll make that work. Throwing it though to Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald. Some vets here, man. Anthony Miller, top heavy, and Travis Kelce, which makes up for a lot. Pretty good little bunch there for the Texans. The Titans got Cameron Jordan, Josh Jacobs, Kendall Fuller, Kyler Murray, Robbie Anderson, Jason Vertis, okay, Philip Lindsay, Crowder. So the quarterback is Kyler Murray for the Titans, handing it off to Josh Jacobs and Philip Lindsay. Throwing it out there to Robbie Anderson, Jameson Crowder, Bateman, Gage Jr., Amon-Ra State Jr., okay, or State Brown, not Jr. Tight end is Disley and Sample, not bad. And the Vikings, Tyrann Mathieu, Alexander, Beckham, to it, you got Mozart, you got Mack, you got Hendrickson, Nelson. Who's the quarterback? Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton are the quarterbacks for the Vikings. Handing it off to Mozart and Marlon Mack. Throwing it out there to OBJ and Cooks and Randall Cobb and Mooney and Sims. Tight end is Jonu Smith and Darren Fells as well. So that is it for the league. Now let's get into the action. Very excited about this. So again, we're not messing with anything. We're just going to sim to the regular season. We're actually going to sim past that. We're going to go mid-season. We're going to go all the way to mid-season and see which teams are performing well. See who is taking over in the statistical categories. And yeah, it'll be a really interesting feel here. So again, predictions right now before you get ahead. Which team do you think will be the top team in the AFC, top team in the NFC? And give me a prediction for the top rookie. All right, so we're back. And let's just go right into it. Okay, so right now, looking at the NFL, the top team in the NFL is the Patriots, which I kind of thought they'd be one of the best teams. They're 6-1, followed by the Saints, Browns, Texans, Washington, Falcons, and the Niners. So let's go see who the worst teams are. The worst teams, you have the Ravens and the Cardinals, the Bengals, the Vikings, Raiders, Bills, and Dolphins. Ouchies. So let's go division by division. For the AFC North, the Browns at 6-2 are leading that division with a 200 plus points for and 125 points against. I thought the Browns would be really good. They're showing up. Followed by the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Ravens. AFC South, the Texans leading that division. Again, a team I thought they'd be pretty dang good. Over 215 points for. Followed by the Titans, Jags, and Colts. The East is led by the Pats. Full on in control. One of the best defenses out there, as you see, only 133 points against. Followed by the Jets, Dolphins, and the Bills. The West for the AFC is led by the Chargers in a close division race here, followed by the Broncos, Chiefs, and the Raiders. And now moving on to the NFC North, the Lions and Packers are tied atop in the NFC North. The Packer defense, y'all, 99 points against is absolutely incredible. Followed by the Bears and the Vikings. The NFC South led right now by the Saints. Just behind them are the Falcons. Somehow, with that quarterback situation, they are contending. They're battling. Their defense is atrocious, though, allowing 209 points against, followed by the Panthers and the Bucks. Moving on to the NFC East, Washington leads the division just over the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Giants. The Eagle offense, though, may be the best in the league. 238 points for. Wow. They are putting up some numbers there in Philly. The West is led by the Niners, followed by the Rams right there tied up with them, and both those offenses looking pretty dang sharp, followed by the Seahawks and the Cardinals. So there you have it. There's your league halfway through. Let's go look at some of the league leaders and stats. So looking at our Cowboys here, you got Kirk Cousins. He's been okay. Najee Harris has been okay again. Splitting carries, it looks like, with Jalen, Richard, and Jonathan Taylor. Receiving core, Marquise Brown's the top guy there for the Cow. They're really kind of spreading it out amongst these four, which is good. I'm actually okay with that, 100%. So let's go look at the league leaders. We may have some surprises. We never know. You never know. NFL league leader right now in yards passing is Zach Wilson, followed by Joe Burrow. Minshew, look at him. Mahomes, you got Mayfield and company. Top touchdown slinger right now, Russell Wilson for the Texans. I thought he would be with all those targets he has to throw to there. Matt Ryan for the Eagles. Tannehill, Rodgers, Cousins, and then Jackson and Burrow. Who's thrown the most picks? Big Ben with 13 picks. Whew. Jordan Love, and then Tua, Allen. Wow. Not good. Not good. Top running back right now is Saquon with 650 yards on 121 attempts, followed by Kamara, McCaffrey, Eckler, Gordon, and Montgomery. Top touchdown man, two guys with 8. You got David Montgomery and Gus Edwards, each with 8 rushing touchdowns at the halfway point. Top receiver right now is Stephon Diggs for the Ravens, followed by Tyreek Hill, Cole Sr., N'Keal Harry, and Traquan Smith there. The top touchdown man receiving-wise is N'Keal Harry with 9 receiving touchdowns on his 41 catches. Defensively, the top tackler right now in the league is Fred Warner for the Eagles with 76 tackles thus far on the season. The most tackles for a loss is J.J. Watt with 15 tackles for a loss. The top sack man right now is DeMarcus Lawrence for the Chargers, followed by Justin Houston and company. Top pick man right now, we got 2 guys with 4 interceptions, Miles Jack and Joe Hayden. And who's really doing a good job here? Murray Jr. and Murphy Bunting got the most deflections. Anybody have multiple defensive touchdowns? No. Okay, so that's going to be that for right now. Let's now send to the end of the regular season and see who made it to the postseason in this restarted NFL league. All right, and here we are. It is playoff time, and let's take a look at the playoff bracket. Clicking on it, you see out of the AFC, the 1 seed was the Browns, the 2 seed, the Texans taking on the 7-seeded Chiefs, the 3-seeded Broncos taking on the 6-seeded Chargers, the 4-seeded, wow, the Pats dropped. They went to the 4 seed, taking on the 5-seeded Steelers, as the Browns are the top seed there. For the AFC, or for the NFC, the top-seeded San Francisco 49ers will take on one of these other games here, but you got the 2-seeded Panthers, 7-seeded Rams, 3-seeded Eagles, 6-seeded Falcons made the playoffs, 4-seeded Bears, and the 5-seeded Seahawks. So our Cowboys, unfortunately, we missed out on the postseason with a 9-7 record. Not exactly what I'd like to see. So the top team in the league was the Browns. They were 13-3, absolutely incredible. The worst team in the league was the Cardinals at 3-13, and the Bengals at 3-13 were both just terrible, abysmal. So let's go division by division. Again, Browns were incredible, 443 points for, 288 against. The South, the Texans put up 535 points. Putting out the offense there was Russell Wilson. The Patriots made it, but they really did struggle down the stretch. They ended up being kind of a mediocre team. The West, the Broncos made it through, as did the Chargers and the Chiefs. 3 teams in one division made it to the postseason. How about that? The NFC North, the Bears win that division at a 9-7 record. Dak and the Packers, not so much. The South, the Panthers win that division at 11-5, followed by the Falcons. Again, with a quarterback situation I did not think they'd be able to overcome. They did, and they make it as a wild card team. The Eagles win the NFC East with a 10-6 record, led by who was it? Matt Ryan. Yes, Matt Ryan out there for them. And then the West, the top seeded 49ers and 2 wild cards of the Seahawks and the Rams. So let's go look at the league leaders through the regular season and see who was what and whatnot. So let's first and foremost, let's see who is the best total offense. It was the Texans in terms of yardage, but for points, it's not gonna tell me. No, points per game. Texans were the top offense, points per game wise. Worst offense was the Bengals. Defensively, the best defense was the Panthers, allowed 288 points, tied with the Browns. And the worst defense was the Cardinals and the Bengals out there. So not the greatest thing to see there. Kirk Cousins threw over 4,000 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 picks for the Cowboys. Najee Harris and Taylor splitting carries here again. Receiving wise, two almost 1,000 yard receivers there, mixing it up. Okay. All right, let's go to the league leaders now. Let's take a look at this. Let's see how everything's shaking out. Who won the top things? Okay, so Russell Wilson was the top passer, 4,700 yards passing, almost 4,800. 49 passing touchdowns. Holy smokes. Patrick Mahomes, Wilson, Minshew, Burrow, Allen, Trubisky had a overall pretty dang good year, all things considered. Taysom Hill, 4,000 yards passing. Okay, Taysom, I see you. Russell Wilson was the top passer in terms of touchdowns, of course, by 10. Who threw the most picks? It was Josh Allen. He threw 25 touchdowns and 25 picks. Not what you like to see out of Josh Allen there. Top running back was Christian McCaffrey for the Eagles with 1,400 yards, 1,469 yards passing or rushing, followed by Kamara, Barkley, Cook, Eckler, Fournette. The most touchdowns rushing was McCaffrey with 15 as well. Very good season for him. Top receiver was Tyreek Hill with 1,465 yards, followed by DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs. Top receiver in touchdowns was N'Keal Harry. He had 15 receiving touchdowns on the season. Now, defensively top tackler to end the year was Devin White, 141 tackles, followed by Warner, Wagner, the rookie, Micah Parsons, and LVE, and then our Cowboys, Dre Greenlaw. Good to see. Top defensive tackle for a loss leader was J.J. Watt with 24 tackles for a loss. Sack leader was Aaron Donald with 15 sacks. Pick leader was Fred Warner, the middle linebacker, had 7 interceptions on the season. How about that? Good for him. And anybody have multiple touchdowns? I think we did. I see Marcus Williams and Janorius Jenkins with 2 defensive touchdowns on the season. Now, it's postseason time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look and see who will make it to the Super Bowl in our restarted league. All right, so here for the yearly awards. Let's see who won the MVP. It was Russell Wilson, followed by Patrick Mahomes, Zach Wilson, Burrow, Rodgers, Tannehill, and Trubisky. The coach of the year goes to the Browns, of course, because of the season they put together there. Looking at the AFC, offensive player of the year is Russell Wilson. Defensive player of the year is Bobby Wagner. Offensive rookie of the year, Zach Wilson. Defensive rookie of the year, Isaiah Simmons. Very, very good for all of those guys there. NFC, offensive player of the year was Aaron Rodgers. And defensive player of the year is Fred Warner. Offensive rookie of the year is Jalen Hurts. And the defensive rookie of the year is Logan Wilson, followed by Micah Parsons. So here we are for the Super Bowl. And you see a pretty good matchup there. You have the Chiefs and the 1-seeded San Francisco 49ers. So the Chiefs, the 7 seed, somehow they beat the 2-seeded Texans 24-16. Then they beat the 1-seeded Browns 35-21. Then they took down the 4-seeded Pats 38-23. And now they're here in the Super Bowl. For the 49ers, it was a close battle against the Los Angeles Rams 35-32. And then they just nudge out in the NFC Championship the Seahawks 28-24. So here we are. It is the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, and let's see who wins it. I'm really hoping for a good contest. So here we go with the sim, and the winner is the Chargers. Or so the Chiefs, not Chargers, the Chiefs 38-26. Wowza. Jonathan Jones is the MVP of the Super Bowl for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs outlasted the team that was probably the most unlikely, goes on to win the Super Bowl. How about that? That is fantastic football, man. I want to see who performed well in that game real quick. Let's look at it really quick. Playoff picture. Let's look at it. Player stats. So Tannehill outslung them completely. Tannehill went out there, was money. 5 passing touchdowns to no picks. He was 16 of 28. absolute money, outdueled Baker Mayfield, who had 4 interceptions on the day. Rushing wise, not a lot of rushing going on for either side. Only 1 rushing touchdown, which came from Rashad Penny, which was probably a goal line touchdown based off the stats there. Receiving wise, Dossett had 100 yards on 5 catches. Christian Kirk had 2 catches for 86 yards, and both were touchdown catches. Good for him. Saquon had a receiving touchdown as well, as 2 from Kittle, 1 from CeeDee Lamb, and 1 from Hayden Hurst. So defensively, this is where things got interesting. Jonathan Jones had 14 tackles as a corner. He had 2 interceptions as well, and yeah, that'll earn you an MVP honors, ladies and gentlemen. So there it is, y'all. That is 1 full season if the NFL ever restarted and did a full fantasy draft. Pretty entertaining. It made for some interesting team compositions, interesting matchups, and for sure made for a really interesting season overall. But y'all, share your feedback down below. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these types of videos. Comment with your suggestions below as well. But y'all, stay tuned for more sports content, Madden content, and others across the board here on the channel. But stay safe and well. God bless you guys. We'll see you back here in the next video. Y'all take it easy.